one of our steady participants in our class, my dear friend Yerucham Deer, to learn more in a Chassidic perspective about Moshiach, more in Yonim of Chassidus itself. We learned in the past few days the importance of learning Chassidus as a preparation for the coming of Moshiach, and to learn Chassidus in the way we're going to be learning when Moshiach comes, which is going to be in a form of Command L'Yom HaChasim. So you would like to learn Chassidus itself. So we're going to start to learn now one of the most fundamental concepts in the whole of Chassidus, especially in our Rebbe's Chassidus, Labhavitcher Rebbe. One of the greatest Chassidim of the Rebbe, Rabbi Yoel Khan, Olav Shalom, was the Rebbe's Chayzer. He would give every year classes in this specific sikh over here, and he really, really loved this sikh that we're going to be learning now. And this is one of the main sugyas in Chassidus, generally, the general sugya in Chassidus. So this is Sicha Yud Beis, page Reish Tzadik Aleph. Ha'ili b'yadiyas Hashem Yemesa Mashiach. The uniqueness and the great specialty in learning the knowledge of God that's going to be in the Messianic era. Okay. Regarding the uniqueness of the Jewish people that's going to be in the Messianic era, in the days of the Messiah, in the days of Mashiach, the Rambam writes in the end of his whole book, the Jewish people are going to be extremely wise, and they will know all the secrets. The revealed part of Torah, Nigla, is not called Sasum. This is not called the secrets, the hidden parts of the Torah. It's called the Nigla, it's revealed. Rather, what is Sasum that's going on, the hidden parts of the Torah, the parts of the Torah that you needed, that were for many generations kept hidden, and they can be to a certain level hidden. So we will be knowing these hidden things when Mashiach comes. And we will grasp the knowledge and the understanding, and we're going to understand our Creator according to the power of a person, to the ability of a person's understanding. Where do we know this from? Where do we know that this is going to be the occupation? Did the Rambam make this up? Says the Rambam, no, I have a source for this. The source is Yeshaya Hanavi, Uzziah Hanavi, chapter 11, verse 9. It says, Shnemar, the world is getting to be busy with the knowledge of learning about Hashem, busy about the understanding about God. Just as the ocean, just as you look at the ocean, you only see water, the ocean covers over the floor of the ocean. That is going to be the way the world is going to be filled with the knowledge of Hashem. Okay, could you please Miloshen Rambam Yoidim Dvarim Asusumim V'yasigu Das Boiram Yoidim Beloshen Hoive V'yasigu Beloshen Osid Mash Madubaraka Al Beizin Yonim. The Rambam says that the Jewish people will know the hidden things, and they will grasp the understanding of their Creator. Regarding knowing, he says, they will be knowing. He says it in a happening term. They will be knowing their Creator. Yodim Dvarim Asasumim, V'yasigu Das Beiram in the future. They will grasp their Creator. So it's quite clear that the Rambam is talking over here about two separate levels. These are two separate stages and two separate concepts in knowing God and understanding God. What are these two levels? Aleph, Yoidim Dvarim Asasumim Hu Prat בהאילי די ישראל גופה. אבל בהמשך לחכמים גדולים. היינו שהוא מתארס אלה די ישראל עצמם. So this that he says the Jewish people will be knowing the hidden things, and he's speaking in a happening term. This is a detail in explaining about the unique qualities of the Jewish people, the uniqueness of the Jewish people's, the specialties that the Jewish people are going to be having then when Moshiach comes. The Jewish people are going to be extremely smart, and they will be knowing hidden things. Here you're talking about the Jewish people's greatness. So that's why he says, Yedim Dvarim Asasumim, in a term of, it's a happening term. Because you're talking about how they are extremely smart and they will be knowing hidden things. Beis Mashaken v'yasigu da'azbeirem chul v'zotia betachlis hashleimus she'azbeirem kol ma she'yesh b'koyach adam la'avin u'la'hasit. But so this that the Rambam says they will grasp their Creator. This is the purpose of what's the Rambam coming to bring out of here? What is he saying? He's coming to say about the form the Jewish people are going to be fulfilling the mitzvah of Yedias Hashem. There is a mitzvah to know Hashem. Did you know that? There's a mitzvah to know Hashem. What does it mean to know Hashem? To know Hashem doesn't only mean to know that Hashem exists. Why cannot be that the meaning of the mitzvah to know Hashem? Because who is giving you the mitzvah to know Hashem? Who is telling you to know Hashem? Who's the commander of this mitzvah? Why should I fulfill this mitzvah b'chalal to know Hashem? So obviously you already know that Hashem exists. You already believe that Hashem exists. So this that you're telling me, there's a mitzvah to know Hashem, does not mean just to know that Hashem exists. Rather, the mitzvah to know Hashem means to know Hashem with your brain, to know and understand with to be able to prove that Hashem exists, to really know it. Not to just know this, that Hashem exists, and that's it. Those three words, Hashem exists. To know that Hashem exists, no. To understand how Hashem exists. Someone's going to say, prove to me that Hashem exists. You're going to need to prove that. What does it mean that Hashem exists? What is the Eibishter? That's the mitzvah, to know that Hashem exists. Not to just know that Hashem exists. Because I believe already that Hashem exists. Now, that's why I'm listening to this mitzvah altogether. And now I need to fulfill this mitzvah to know Hashem. How do you fulfill this mitzvah to know Hashem? How? How can you fulfill the mitzvah to know Hashem? That is by learning Chassidus, to learn about the Eibishter, to understand the Eibishter. So the Rambam is saying over here that when Moshiach is going to come, we will fulfill this mitzvah to know Hashem in the most highest, completest form possible. And this is what the Rambam says, that Yasigu das Beiram kvi koyach adam, that we will grasp the Hashem, then this that Hashem exists according to the power, according to the ability of a person. We need to understand, says the Rebbe. One, Chachamim Gedolim. Two, Yodim Dvarim Asasumim. What are these two levels in the uniqueness and the greatness of the Jewish people? That the Pasuk says, the Rambam says, that the Yidden are going to be great sages, is extremely wise. That's number one. Number two, they will know the hidden concepts and the hidden topics. They'll know what's the difference between being extremely smart and knowing hidden things. Base. The second question we need to understand. Kfi koyach ha'adam. The Rambam says we will know and understand Hashem according to the ability of capacity of a person. Right? The knowledge of God will not burst your brain out, and your head won't fall off your shoulders. You will be able to grasp with your brain that Hashem exists. Question is, what are you coming to tell me? My kamash malon. Obviously, it's self-understood. And it's very simple that a person could understand only according to his koyach and not more. Yerucham. A person could understand only according to his ability and not more than his ability. So what are you coming to be machadish to me, to tell me that we will know the Eibishter according to our ability. Obviously, a person can only understand what he's able to, and not more than that. Especially when you're talking about the knowledge of the Creator, obviously you cannot understand the Eibishter more than what you're able to. Gimel, madua maitik aramim gamsim akosov kamaim liyom achasim. Aber fragt, שבהלכת תשובה, שגם שם מתאר הרמב"ם איך שבעשרה ימים מתאר בהדבק חוכמה חולו, ומביא יצא הפסוק עם הארץ גמר, לא יהי שים הכוסף כמים ליום החסם. Also, we need to understand, why does the Rambam bring over here the end of the pasuk of Hosea, chapter 10, chapter 11, verse 9. There it says the world will be filled with the knowledge of God, just like the ocean, the waters of the ocean cover the floor of the ocean. Now, the Rambam, why does he need to bring the end of this pasuk? What is it negeya? What is it so necessary to emphasize that we will know Hashem just like the ocean cover, the water of the ocean covers over the ocean bed? The Rambam brings this verse also in the laws of tshuva, and over there the Rambam does not bring the words Kamaim Layam Achasim. He only says Mala Haaretz Deis Hashem, and he does not end off with the words Kamaim Layom Achasim. So, why does the Rambam bring over here the end of the pasuk Kamaim Layom Achasim? Dalit, another question. Yeseirim is even more than that. Ha'inin the Kamaim Layom Achasim hu lechaira heipech ha'inin the Yesigu das Beiram. More than this. Why does the Rambam end up words Kamaim Layom? This is contradicting what he just said a few words before that. A few words before that he said that the Jewish people will grasp the knowledge of Hashem. They will be able to grasp the knowledge of Hashem. What does it mean to grasp the knowledge of Hashem? To grasp something shows and symbolizes on the idea of catching onto something with your hands, right? Tfisa. Just like I could grab something with my hand, right? So too I could grab something and wrap my brain around something. That's what yasigu means. Just like something that's behesig yod. What is behesig yod? That you're catching it, you're holding it with your hand, your hands around, it's being wrapped around it. But the idea of Kamaim Layam Achasim is symbolizing just the opposite. What does it mean? Just like the water of the ocean covers over the floor of the ocean, what does that symbolize? That it's covering over something else. It's being mavatal something else. It's nullifying something else. So how could you say that the Jewish people will grasp Hashem, which means they will wrap their mind around the knowledge of Hashem? On the other hand, the Rambam says that the way we're going to be knowing God when Moshiach comes is going to be in a way that it's going to wrap around you. It's going to cover over you. How can you have this? Is contradicting one another. The example is of water that covers over the whole ocean, all the creations in the ocean, the floor of the ocean. It's covering everything over, it's wrapping everything over. You don't see anything else but the water. That's in the parable. That the idea of Deus Havaya stays above the person's. It's above him. It's abstract from him. It's above his grasp and understanding. So how could the Rambam end off with bringing the pasuk Kamaim Layam Achasim? Machasa means that the knowledge and understanding of Hashem is covering over you. It's wrapping. It's covering over the person. And it's nullifying the person. It's showing how it's abstract, that it's above you and it's covering over you. But the whole idea of Yasigu Das Beirim is just the opposite. That you will grasp Hashem, you could understand Hashem. And seemingly this is two contradicting concepts. Understand what we're saying over here? Is this in a way of Yasigu by you or in a way of Machasim by you? Is this some abstract concept, or you can grasp what we just said over here? The Rebbe says, bringing the words like the ocean covers over the floor of the ocean, contradicts what the Rambam said a few words. You see, there's things that when a person doesn't understand something, he says it's above me. But when someone does understand something, he says, yes, it's processing, I ate it, I'm internalizing it, it's coming part of me. The whole idea of Kamaim L'Yam Chasim emphasizes how this is something that is abstract, that a person cannot grasp. The idea of Yasigu means you're going to grasp. But here the Rambam is emphasizing how we're going to grasp Hashem, understand Hashem, we're going to know Hashem, we're going to know even the deepest secrets. All of a sudden he ends up with the words, Kamaim L'Yam Chasim, just like it wraps around you, it covers over you, it nullifies you. It's abstract from you. How could the Rambam say these two contradicting things in one shot? In order to explain this, so tomorrow we're going to be starting to Seif Beis. This was just the introduction. We're going to be learning with Hashem's help one of the deepest concepts in Chassidus. I'd like to end off with a short anecdote. When I was working on this Sefer, I remember I went to Rabbi Yoel Kahan, Olav Hashalim, and I wanted to know if he agrees with me the way I should organize this sikha over here. If I should put it in a certain form, I changed it around a bit from the way it is in the way it's in the original sikha. So at first I came to him in 770. I came to him in 770, and he, right when I said, "Can I ask a question?" in Chassidus, so he says, "Okay, ask." And I told him in the Hadrin of Tavshim Memvav, right when I said the words, and the Hadrin of Tavshim Memvav, Rabbi Yoel picked up both of his hands and said, "Ooh, like he's not able, such a thing needs time, and you can't just ask a question on this Hadrin, in 770 when he's sitting down, preparing to daven or something, what he was doing there that Shabbos morning. Rather, it needs a lot of focus and a lot of, you need a separate time." Okay, with Hashem's help, Moshiach will come before we continue the Sikha, and we will learn the Sikha with Moshiach Tzidkeinu. Thank you very much.
That made no sense. We learned about learning Chassidus.